Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shoestring Podcast. My name is Steven. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Welton. We haven't had too many chances to get together lately to do these, and it's always fun when we do. And when we started this podcast, we didn't know what direction this was going to go. So what we did was we just mocked everything up, and we decided that the direction would take shape over time, and that's starting to happen. What we're finding is that we are getting enjoyment out of doing podcasts that can help people to get a little bit of a different perspective and enrich their lives. And that's the direction that we're going to continue to take. So today we recorded an episode with just me and Forrest. There was no guest outside. And we just talked about the house that he built, because that's a different way to approach life. Not everybody does it. They save up $5,000 to go buy a house. We're trying to offer something else. So what we're going to ask of the people that have been so cool in listening to this podcast, we don't want to make any money on you. We're not making any money on this. All we're going to ask is that you subscribe and share this podcast with other people. If you know somebody that would be a good guest and you're in the interior of Alaska, or you know somebody that's going to be in the interior of Alaska, we would love to talk to them. You can reach out to us at Gmail at shoestringpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram at, shoestringpodcast at IG. I always forget that one.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yep.
Yeah, I always get screwy on that. But, yeah, man, we're just giving people a little bit of an alternative perspective on things, empowering yourself in your own life. You don't need to go to the bank for everything. You don't need to hold down a shitty 9-to-5 for the rest of your life. Go out, hunt, grow your own food, build your own house, buy a car in cash and fix it. I got an episode to do on that. Mr. Welton, what do you have to add, man, since we're here?
No, that's about it. I think we are going in that direction. We have such a wide interest where you and I are both interested in so many different things, but as we get further down this podcast road, we do seem to be going in that direction much more. So to kind of focus in on that, I think is great. And it's so interesting. People here in the interior are very interesting, and a lot of them are taking a road that's less traveled and approaching things in different ways than the typical norm. So for us to talk to them, learn from them, and convey those variations, I think is important, and will give our audience, you guys, a different perspective on life and a way to go about things. So I think this is great to go in this direction, and we might veer off path a little bit here and there, but I love it. Yep.
That's just because we're not that good at this.
We're getting there, right? Practice. Stick with us, guys.
If you have any subject about the interior of Alaska that you would like us to cover, go ahead and shoot us an email, and if it's a good subject, we'll put something together, because there's a lot about this place that is much different from the rest of not only Alaska, but especially the lower 48. This is just a goofy place to live. So, Mr. Welton, I don't have anything else if you don't.
That's all I got. Yep. Feel free to reach out if there's any misconceptions or what have you. Please feel free to get a hold of us, and we'll either set you straight or tell you you're correct. So reach out if you desire, and stick with us.
Yep. Subscribe and share, people. Shoestringpodcast@gmail.com and shoestringpodcast at IG. You guys take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon.